Okay, so what are you saying, people, and welcome back to your favorite YouTube channel. So guys, welcome back to episode 2 of the 100k prop firm challenge. So it's a brand new week, well, almost a brand new week. It's currently Tuesday the 24th of October at the moment, 12:40 p.m. to be exact, in the afternoon in London time. But yeah, not quite a brand new week because it's actually Tuesday, but it's a fresh new week for the challenge. We closed out the Aussie dollar shorts last week on Friday due to the maintenance on the weekend, and now it's the following week. And I've just hopped into my second position of the challenge. And again, very similar position. Is on Aussie dollars, pretty much the same trade that took last week, but prices come back into the same area of interest, gave me another entry signal. So I've hopped into some more Aussie dollar shorts, currently in some drawdown. We'll take a look at the position now. So as you can see, this is the MT5 platform. We've got black ball markets there on the left. Of course, it's the challenge account, and we are currently in some drawdown. I've entered. I'll show you the analysis on TradingView in a bit more clarity in a second, but this is just the back end of it. I've entered on the hourly chart on this candle here. Stop loss just a few pips above the high. Not quite $500. I'm supposed to be risking 0.5% per trade. Is a little bit less. 483. So if it's a loss, we won't take it as big a position if it's a loss, but of course that goes with the profit as well. But it's more or less 500, so I'm happy with the sizing. Stop loss is a few pips above the high there, and I am looking for a similar trade to I described last week. We'll go take a look at the analysis, but of course this is the balance 101.225. So that was the Aussie position from last week. Since then we've had no new trades, so of course this is the trade from last week. Only one position on the account so far, but of course we've just taken our second one. So let's see how this new position goes. But if we jump over to into the analysis, so this is the analysis for the position. As you can see, very similar position from last week. I actually traded this move here last week to the downside, and then it took me out a break even on my personal account. But of course on the challenge account, I exited the trade around here. Now it's back up in that same area, same vicinity, same confidences, still looking for the next low high. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, looking for the fifth one. Price is still slowly turning bearish for me with these lower lows and lower highs. Just waiting for the big break of this support level and expecting the higher time frame trend to continue. If I quickly flick to the daily chart, you can see we've been slowly moving to the downside for quite a while, looking for us to come into the low. Had a nice breaking test of this support level not too long ago, a few weeks into that area. So I do anticipate more downside back into this low, and of course it does line up with the higher time frames as well. Weekly is still slowly falling to the downside too. So we've got multiple time frames on my side. And we've come into a nice area of confluence, same confluence as last week. Had a really nice entry signal on the hourly time frame. Hopped on into this bearish candle here. Nice shift of momentum, slight breakout to the upside, but the market came back underneath for me. Entered on this candle, stop loss just a few pips above the high over there. Currently, of course, in some drawdown, as we can see, prices coming back into that same area. Of course, I'll have my stop loss. If price takes my stop loss, I'll take the loss. But this is the buffer room. This is the breathing room I'm giving to the trade. If it is going to play out, expecting prices sooner or later fall over. If you're going to break back above my confluences, then of course I'll take the loss and move on. But yeah, currently short there on the Aussie dollar, anticipating the next swing high for a move into the lows down here. So I will be taking profit at 1R, so that's when I'll go to break even, take 25% partials if you do get to 1R. I also will secure some profit coming to this low, and then leave a little bit to trickle all the way down to the low, all the way over here, where I will close the remainder of my position. So fairly similar trade to last week. In terms of the back end, this is the funding pips back end. There's a big drop there, but I think that's just because of commission. It is just taking into account today's price, today's equity, but the commission has taken us down there. If you go to the weekly chart, not weekly chart, if you go to the weekly equity curve, you can see we had of course that's the win from the Aussie dollar, but since then it's been level. So yeah, this is the back end of things, still up 101.225, so 1.23%. Still a long way to go. Target is still at 8%, but of course there's not a lot of information here to go through the analytics because we've only taken one position and we've got one position open at the moment. So yeah, guys, I'll keep you updated how the position goes. In terms of other pairs I'm looking at this week, I also do like Euro AUD buys as well. If I can get Aussie dollar to break even, then I'll consider jumping into some Euro AUD buys as well. You can see the structure here, low, high, low, high, low, high. Looking for the next low for push to the upside, back to the highs there. Probably won't push the trade that far. But as we can look at the major structure here on the higher time frames, you know, everything is still pretty bullish. So I'm looking to try and take advantage of some minor swings in the full H and ride that momentum to the upside. So EURAUD looks pretty good to me. Also EuroCAD as well looks equally as good. Some nice structure there, looking for a retest of this area for some buys back up again. Probably maybe just back into the high there. Maybe I might consider this area here. Haven't decided the targets just yet for the position. But of course, waiting for price to at least get there before I consider looking to enter. But I'm looking at buys for the next higher low. I also do like pound yen buys as well, but I want to see a higher high first past this point. We've got a nice low down here. We've got high over there, possible higher low, not confirmed yet because we haven't broken through the high. So I want to see a higher high before I do look for my break and retest and continuations, but it is on the watch list. So those are the main pairs I'm kind of considering looking to trade. Of course, only one position on at the moment. We have some Aussie dollar shorts here. At the moment, which is currently $206, $200-ish in the negative. But I'll keep you updated how the position goes. If we take the loss, if we get to break even, or of course, if it's moving up in a direction, we're taking partials, I'll keep you up to date with the position. But yeah, that's so far the progress of the count. Tuesday, 24th of October, 12:40 p.m. Okay guys, so it's currently Wednesday, the 25th of October. I've just been taking out my Aussie position for a loss. Well, not just been taken out, I was taken out during the night whilst I was asleep. Of course, that's the importance of having stop loss, but I was taking out for a loss. I think we had some Aussie news during the night and that spiked the strength of Aussie and took me out the trade. We'll go through the details shortly, but I have been taking out for a loss for roughly $483, something like that. We'll take a look at the counter history real quick. This is the MT5 platform. So we can see here, this is the trade that I've just placed yesterday, which would be taken out for a loss. Minus $483, a little bit of commission there, down 0.42% of the balance, and of course that's the win just above it. So only 2 trades taken on the account so far, 1 win, 1 loss, but altogether net profit $746. So loss on the trade, again, it fit the plan well. It just, you know, it's probabilities at the end of the day. Not every trade's going to win, not every trade's going to fail, but as long as you take in the right positions for the right reasons, that's all you can do as a trader. But as we can see here, price was holding my area of confidence quite well, retesting some price support there on the left, now term resistance. Simply looking to catch next lower highs, again another drive into the support low down there, and eventually trying to catch the bigger breakout into the low there as well. So that's kind of the thesis, the full process of taking the position. However, we did see a big break to the upside, as we can see there, and of course this was caused by news. Now it looks like the market coming straight back down. I'm not quite sold yet in terms of jumping back to any short just because of that big breakout. At the moment, this could easily be a retest for the market to continue moving higher. Now, I'm still bearish on the market based on my higher time frame analysis, weekly, daily. You know, a move like this doesn't change my bias altogether. On the 4H time frame, doesn't change the bias of the daily and the weekly trend direction. So I still do fancy shorts with Aussie dollar, but I'm being patient, waiting for another optimal entry to actually get involved in the position. But yeah, at the moment, stopped out break even. I was also looking at EURAUD, but that one's completely fallen out of proportion. Again, I was looking at some buys coming into some areas here, but of course with the Aussie news as well, that was affected. Big move to the downside, breaking through my confidence. So I'm not too interested in taking this one long anymore. EuroCAD, however, still looks good. I'm still waiting to see if we can get one more rollover to the downside and then get some nice buys back up again. So we'll keep an eye on EuroCAD. Pound yen, that one never really took out the highs there on the left, so I'm not really interested in buying this one in the first place. I was only waiting for price to actually create a higher high, then look for some pullbacks, then look to long. But as we can see, we didn't create the higher highs, kind of double topped it. Now price is looking pretty bearish, and of course it's Wednesday, things can happen, things can turn around. Then we've got some more news today, so maybe some other pairs can start shaping up later towards the end of the week. But at the moment, EuroCAD's the best of the bunch, so I will keep one eye on this pair. But yeah, stopped out of Aussie dollar. If you take a look at the back end of funding pips, this is the P&L for today, altogether up 0.74%. But there's our equity curve, so the first win, moving sideways, and now the loss on the account. So of course, average loss, average win. It's not going to give us too much information because we've only taken 2 trades, but this is the back end of it. Again, once we get a few more trades under the belt, a few more weeks of trading. I think the stats will be shaping up quite nicely, but with 2 positions on the board, there's not really much to say apart from 1 win, 1 loss. So still a long way to go in the count to get to the profit targets and pass the challenge. But of course, we're going to keep documenting the trades, take the best trades we can take, and manage our risk. That's the most important thing. So yeah, guys, that's the back end of it. For giving an update on the challenge, if I do get into any more positions, I'll let you know. But yeah, let's see how the rest of the week goes. Okay, people, so it's currently Friday the 27th of October. The week is coming to a close. So far, no new positions for myself, only the trade I took earlier this week on Tuesday. Exited on Wednesday for a loss due to that Aussie news taking me out of the trade for roughly minus 0.5% on the account. So far this week, only that 1 trade, and most likely just that 1 trade for the week, because we've only got a few hours left before the weekly candle closes, and I'm not seeing anything quite setting up. A few other pairs I was looking at this week, UAD longs, EuroCAD longs as well. Didn't quite set up. We'll take a look in a second. Didn't quite set up how I wanted them to. Also some other pairs I'm looking at as well, which I'll touch on briefly for next week. But yeah, only the 1 trade so far this week. This is the MT5 for the challenge. So as you can see, the entries there with that red arrow. Taking out the trade for a stop loss just above the high with that blue arrow there. So taking a 0.5% loss on the account. As you can see, current balance $100,744. Account history, nothing new so far, only those 2 positions. If I drag that up, only those 2 positions so far on the account. If you take a look at trading view, this is Aussie dollar. It's getting a little bit choppy now, I can't lie. Just kind of bouncing between support and resistance, pretty much consolidating. We are still kind of printing these lower highs, so it's still maintaining that bearish bias, that bearish trajectory, especially due to the higher time frame analysis. Again, slowly falling to the downside. Still expecting price to come into the lows. However, it's getting a little bit choppy now. And I still do like Aussie dollar for next week, but I'll be waiting to see if we can break for these lows first at 0.63-ish. And then start looking for some break and retest, some more lower highs to short to the downside. So that's kind of my thought process going into next week. But at the moment, it's getting choppy. We are still respecting some areas here, but it's really turning it into some consolidation. Dollar CAD I like going into next week as well. Hopefully you can see some bigger retracements. It's still pretty bullish, but I do have a big zone up there. I'm expecting price to head to eventually. Like I said, I was looking to long Euro AUD, Euro CAD. This one didn't quite set up. We had the Aussie news as well, which affected Euro Aussie, of course. Had a big move to the downside, so I did lose my area of confluence. So I wasn't really interested in picking this one up for a buy. We did respect that support, but that was never my area of interest. Now again, a little bit choppy as we didn't take out the highs, so I'm not really interested in jumping to any longs at the moment. And EuroCAD was very close to shaping up. I was looking for price just to have one more push to the downside and then the continuation higher. Unfortunately, price just moved sideways. I think we just had some CAD news. But yeah, EuroCAD is awfully bullish at the moment, and looks like we've just seen the higher low there, and the market continues, hoping we could come a little bit further down first and then look to buy it back up. Again, there's a few other pairs I'm looking at going to next week, but of course I'll save that for next video, my analysis on the weekend, so make sure you do check that out. But yeah, no new positions on the account so far. This is the back end of it. Again, 100,744, so up 0.74% on the account. Still a long way to go. Average win, average loss is just the 2 positions I've taken so far. So still not a lot of data here to go through, but again, still very early doors in the account. But only focusing on taking the best trades possible and managing the risk accordingly. So yeah, I'll keep you guys up to date, of course, with more episodes next week, the week after. If I don't take any positions, then you won't see a video. If I do take positions, you will see a video. But that is it for this week, guys. So yeah, let's see how next week gets on.